2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And it is Wizard basketball tonight as the Washington Wizards go up against the Detroit Pistons. Looking at the Pistons, playing above 500 in the last few weeks, not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight. And tonight we'll be seeing Andre Drummond, pound for pound, one of the toughest players in the game, a monster in the post. Guys, is he the most physically punishing player in the league, Shaq?
Yes, the amount of space he takes up in the middle is impressive. He shrugs off all sorts of contact inside.
Well, he's got a blend of size and explosiveness, which is kind of unique. I haven't really seen a big man ever with size and explosiveness ever.
I can't really recall anybody either. Kenny, it's an excellent point.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm racking my brain going back years and years and years in this league, and I can't think of a guy who is as physically punishing and intimidating just when you look at it.
And you think about it, you could look around, there's pictures of players all in this room, and I still can't see anyone who has that kind of culture.
Whoa. What?
Take it back to Kevin, Ernie.
Okay.
Oh, Shaq was pretty imposing.
No, don't say it now. It's too late.
That's
right. No, it's too late. I don't want to hear it.
Right behind Andre Drummond. You got my vote.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
It's an all-Eastern Conference matchup in today's game as the Pistons come into town for this one. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. The Wizards trying to take advantage of their home court in this one before leaving Washington. And, of course, Avery Bradley. He's a guy that will be sorely missed.
And to say the deal changes the look and the feel of this franchise, quite frankly, is stating the obvious. They are a vastly different team than they were just a few days ago, obviously looking long-term rather than short.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, guys, Stan Van Gundy has coached the likes of Alonzo Mourning, Shaquille O'Neal, and Dwight Howard. But he said, as a rebounder, Andre Drummond is as good as anybody, if not the best that I've ever been around. He just goes out and gets the ball. Drummond said it's just a will. The will to get the ball most people won't jump for. I just put myself out there. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. And Drummond is just a hulk of a man. He's really the backbone of this team. And as we get into the meat of the NBA season, wear and tear starting to factor in for rotation players. So just how hard can playing 36 minutes a night, every game be in a body?
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of wear and tear, and a lot of times you get a chance to see it at the end of the season in the playoffs. So if you can keep some of these star players and all players around 36, 35, 34, and then let them play a little bit longer in playoffs, that's what you're trying to do as a coaching staff.
I'm looking back here. You played almost 40 minutes a game back in the late 90s. Wow.
That's why I'm sitting here right next to you right now, Kevin.
Yeah, that's right. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for the Pistons, Griffin is out there with Andre Drummond. Then it's Johnson. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Kennard in at the 2 spot. Now here's Beal after the miss from Stanley Johnson. Beal. It's Drummond with the rebound. Johnson kicks to Griffin. Inside. Wall with a block. Porter in the corner. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Porter's got the first bucket of the game with the 3 for the Wizards. Jackson kicks to Johnson. Right side, Griffin from the arc. Sinks the three-pointer.
Blake Griffin showing us the 3-ball.
The Wizards have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Wall with it, guarded now by Jackson. Wall dishes to Beal, kicks it to Porter from deep. And again, Washington with the triple.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
This is looking more like an all-star game right now. Everyone launching from range.
Here's Kennard. He gives a bit of a scoring lift to the team, averaging 8 points a game. There's a good screen. Here's Jackson. Johnson wide open. He fires. Another 3 for Detroit.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
And Beal kicks to Gortat, and Gortat with the stuff.
This is a guy who knows how to orchestrate an offense. Terrific lead pass.
The Pistons have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Morris against Griffin. Pass to Kennard. Just 5 to shoot. And Detroit again with the bucket.
That's how you play the game. Draw 2 defenders, kick it out to the wide open man for a bucket.
On the wing, Morris. On the 3 off target.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Jackson. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Outside, Beal. Here's Gortat. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Gortat's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, this is what every coach emphasizes. Keep your head up. Be willing to make the extra pass.
Here's Griffin. Washington with the rebound. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And look, it's always tough to win on the road. You've got to go in with the right mindset, and they did.
They were the aggressors that night, relentless in their approach, especially scoring the basketball.
Morris, no good. For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. The baseline J. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Porter with it, and Griffin picks him up defensively. Beal from long range. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Johnson kicks to Griffin. It's stolen by Morris. And a wide open look for Porter. And again, Washington no good. The Pistons trailing. Outside Griffin. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. One of the most impressive things about Blake Griffin is, Greg, when he gets out and runs the open floor.
Yeah, not to mention his ability to run the break himself. A terrific ball handler, even under pressure, and one of the best passers at the 4 in the league, if not the best.
A free throw drops for Griffin.
Griffin doesn't do it as often anymore, but he is still one of the top dunkers in the league. He just rises up and finishes with a lot of power. There was a time when he was good for a poster dunk every game.
Blake Griffin hits them both. And Steve, Griffin's still a fantastic dunker, as you said, but it's something he's done less and less as he's grown as a player.
Yeah, you think of him, and you will, as one of the best dunkers of all time, but he's not really doing that a lot anymore. It's better for his game long-term to switch off trying to slam it home every time and just play the game at a great level.
Drops in the tray. And that's now 9 points for Otto Porter Jr. Pistons trail by 3. Jackson kicks to Johnson. Feeds it to Drummond. To the wing on the left. Kennard, the pass to Griffin. Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. Wall against Jackson. Shoots. Wall's shot is off.
I can tell you right now, the coach loved everything about that shot except the result.
Porter with it. 9 points in the game so far. Out left to the wing. Wall dishes to Gortat. Back to Wall. Wall with another miss.
And that's the look this offense is designed to produce.
Always frustrating when you do everything right, yet just can't complete the play.
Sinks the three-pointer.
You love the balance from Reggie Jackson, generating more power in the catch and shoot.
And Wall kicks to Beal. Shot clock at 5. Morris a screen. Can they get it? Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got 5 rebounds tonight. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
Wall's shot is good.
And how about John Wall? Just outstanding at sprinting down the floor and just jumping all over the defense.
Now here's Jackson. He had 16 points in the win against Phoenix.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points. 3 of 4 to start. Young fella came to play.
Wizards trail by 4. To the middle. Here's Gortat. The shot will not fall. Good D by Drummond. Detroit's gone 3 of 3 from deep. 9 points rung up from outside here in the first. Offensive rebound. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the call on Washington with the foul. The Pistons shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
First one falls for him. Smitty, we've seen our share of dominant teams in the past decade. The big 3 in Boston, Miami, of course, with LeBron, KD joining the Warriors. You played against a lot of incredible teams during your terrific career. Which team was the most intimidating for you, or which team did you have the most respect for?
You know, I would say it was later in their career, but intimidation was a factor. When you play against the bad boys in Detroit, I mean, the fouling of those guys. But I think from a sheer talent, it was the Chicago Bulls. They were the first team, especially not my era, won 72 games. They would come in and just steamroll you with their offense, with their defense, and their execution. So those 2 teams were the 2 teams I would think was most intimidating.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Frazier against Smith. They set the screen. Griffin passes to Galloway. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Galloway has got his first 2 points. Frazier kicks to Oubre. Nice ball movement by Washington. The kick out to Scott. Mahinmi dishes to Scott. Pass to Meeks. Outside, Scott. He feeds it to Oubre. They get it back. Mahinmi laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Mahimi's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Smith, the pass to Lure. Screen by Smith. And Lure kicks to Griffin. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Kelly Oubre.
And the Pistons last season, a very strong team on the defensive end. The top 10 in the league, in large part due to their closeouts and rebounding.
The Pistons shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The first one falls. And the rebounding of the Pistons, something that is very hard to deal with. The franchise has always put defensive effort at the forefront of what they want to do.
Yeah, when you think of all the successful teams in Detroit history, they all play not just defense, tough defense. This group has work to do, but they are on their way. I wouldn't be surprised if this group can be at the top of the NBA in the charts as far as defense.
Well, Greg, for 2 straight seasons before this, the Wizards have had a starting 5 that all average double figures on the year. The engine of this offense, I think, is the backcourt, but they can all hurt you, don't you think?
No doubt about it, Kevin. Having a balanced offense like they do makes it tough for teams to prepare defensively. You can't just double or key in on Wall or Beal because they do a great job of facilitating. I think the bigger question moving forward is just going to be, what will the impact of that bench be? And ultimately, that's going to determine whether they can contend.
But they get it back. Reed dishes to Galloway. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Here is Frazier. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. He dishes it to Meeks. On the wing, Scott. We're covering. Frazier against Smith. Frazier outside. Washington with a fresh shot clock. Pistons leading by 8. And Lure kicks to Galloway. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Here's Bullock over in the corner. Lure. No good on the 3. The 17-footer. Here's Mahimi. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. You know, Smitty, most players love to create with the ball in their hands, but you can create off the ball too. Who do you think's the best at moving off the ball right now?
I think the best is Klay Thompson right now. He doesn't need a lot of dribbles to get you 60, Kevin. Other guys, J.J. Redick, Kyle Korver, Dwayne Wade. Even Father Time hasn't caught up with Dwayne Wade. He's doing a nice job playing without the basketball.
Terrific names you rattle off right there. Smith against Frazier. Lure the pass to Galloway. Washington with the rebound. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
Yeah, and last time they faced off, really an easy win. They put together a pretty complete game, but their edge on the glass, for me, still stands out.
Anytime you can seize control of the rebounding advantage, you are in great shape to win any game in this league.
Here's Frazier. And again, Washington, no good.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Galloway. Smith's shot is good. And the Pistons lead by 8.
The defense slow to react that time. Smith makes them pay using his quickness.
Frazier against Smith. Oubre kicks to Meeks. There's the dish to Mahimi. Nice ball movement by Washington. And Frazier with the basket on the assist by Scott.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Smith dishes to Galloway. Reed a screen. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Galloway has got 6.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Frazier outside. There's the pick. Here's the floater. That's tipped. Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Meeks. Galloway, the pass to Bullock. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. He's got 5.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Frazier against Smith. Now here's Frazier. Meeks outside, and that's not going to go. And so it's Detroit holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They've done a lot of great work from long range. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And Blake Griffin grew up playing the game alongside his older brother. His dad was his coach, and he credits his brother for inspiring him to work at his craft.
You know, watching him kind of go through the process of he started to get, recruited by college coaches, and then he, really took his game and became serious about it. And I watched his work ethic, and I watched how he, put the time in, the things he did, and that's kind of where I developed mine.
Well, talking about taking the right course, we know that the older brother of Blake Griffin, 3 years older, he played, as did Blake, for their dad Tommy in high school, and they were terrific high school players and 4-time state champions.
I mean, it always helps to have a big brother who's kind of been there and done that and can share those experiences with you. Doesn't hurt to have a dad also who's a pro player either, and also a college coach.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And Stephen Clark, Pistons pretty much in control here.
I mean, through one, you have to like the effort, especially on that defensive end.
There are several ways, as you know, to take control of a game. Getting stops is one of them.
Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second quarter. We've got Ish Smith. Reed out there with John Lewis. Then there's Reggie Bullock, and it's Galloway in at the 2-guard spot. Oubre, no one around him. Off target from 3-point range. It's stolen by Mahinmi. Smith against Frazier. Pass to Scott. Cuts off the pass. And Lure kicks to Smith. Terrific assist, a nice finish, solid play all around.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
You know what? He tried to lay it in at the point of attack. Just too much defensive pressure on that play.
Here's Lure, another shot, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And some great passing here so far. Let's check out this chart that breaks down where the assists have been coming from for Washington.
And really, their guards have been the ones that have done the bulk of the passing and shot creation. Sometimes the ball handlers will look to score more down the stretch. We'll see if that becomes more of a focus.
That free throw missing.
John Lord, not a player you usually think about twice, but he was a solid contributor. Not the greatest of defenders, but he will always give you effort. Mostly deployed as a stretch 4.
And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. And he sinks the second. And Lure, as you mentioned, Steve, becoming more and more of a stretch 4. Not a great shooting season for him last season, but he does open things up for an offense.
Yeah, John gives you more than just his shooting. He also can create off the bounce a little bit. Solid passer for his size and position.
Gortat misses.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Johnson gets the bucket.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Here is Porter, following the basket by Stanley Johnson. Dishes it to Beal. Looking for Gortat, he gets it there, and it's denied. Jackson against Wall. Jackson passes to Johnson. Back to Jackson. Misses the 3. And there's the foul. It'll go on Willie Reed. That is his first foul of the game. Andre Drummond's checked in for Lure. Wizards trail by 18. So timeout called here, the first for Washington. Now, Smitty, be honest. When you're watching these games on TV or in person, how much do you miss playing the game?
You know I do, Kevin. I've always had that in my bones. But I think as of now, the last 2 or 3 years, as a guy that can shoot the ball a little bit, I wonder and dream and pray if I could have got a chance to shoot 15, 18 threes. So I love it, but I know my time is over, but I would love to shoot that many threes.
Griffin's checked in for Detroit. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Outside, Wall. Beal from long range. And the rebound goes to Griffin. Griffin's got his 3rd rebound on the night. It's Jackson with the drive. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And Reggie Jackson, the Boston College Eagle, when he is on the floor, you can see how he acts as a spark plug for his team. Steve, a very creative player whose big strength is getting things going on offense.
And wherever Reggie's been, he's been great in that role of catalyst. When he's injured, you can see how the offense changes. Very underrated as a playmaker in this league.
The first one falls.
You know, he was the 24th pick in 2011. I think it's safe for us to say Jackson's outplayed that draft slot.
Jackson hits both of them. And there are a few players in the NBA who can match Reggie Jackson with the fearless approach he takes to the game. He'll always look to take that big shot, Steve, and goes right at bigger defenders and doesn't blink.
When you're Jackson's size, you have to have that mentality. Always looking for a way to attack a defense. Doesn't always work out, but the aggression he plays with never dies. Excellent use of the screen there to free himself up and create space to make the open J.
The pass to Johnson. Back to Jackson, and there's the feed to Drummond. Shoots over Gortat, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. For several years, you've looked at Andre Drummond, and the first word that comes to mind is potential. He is still learning, still developing, certainly, but, you know, you wonder, Steve, if he's starting to approach the type of player he's going to be in Plateau.
You know, let's be clear. He's a great player, but people might have overshot what he could have been. Needs to play with a bit more urgency, but he's still young, and he can make another leap in his play.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That free throw, no good. Well, you know that a Stan Van Gundy team is going to be a disciplined team, and the Pistons were no exception last season.
Totally true. This team doesn't foul or give up the ball easily. Minimal turnovers per possession, second in the league. They close out well and they rebound well. Both signs of a team that has the fundamentals down.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. No doubt about it. He's been a monster from deep.
By and large, defenders have done a poor job of running him off his spots. That's why he keeps firing.
Now here's Griffin. He's got 9. Johnson the screen. Pass to Kennard. Clock at 6. Jackson from long range. Drops in the tray. Jackson's got 5 points in the quarter. And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
Now here's Jackson after Gortat's miss. Right side, Griffin over Morris. Griffin can't get it to go in, and there's the call on Andre Drummond. That's his first foul. Wizards trail by 18. Out to the wing. Gortat against Drummond. Gortat dishes to Beal. Nice ball movement by Washington. Outside, Wall. The high post shot.
You know, I like the competitive fire, but he's still really out of sync.
No good. That puts him at 2 for 6. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Back to Jackson. Morris against Griffin. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to go on Markieff Morris.
Blake is so hard to guard off the dribble, and he has the elevation to go over you, but he is strong enough to absorb contact and get to the line.
Well, when you look at this Washington team, the strength clearly lies in that backcourt. Wall and Beal, arguably the best backcourt in this league. They are the engine that motors this team with their scoring and playmaking.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
And the first one drops. This Washington backcourt of Wall and Beal. Last season, Greg, they were able to both stay healthy, and Wizards fans finally saw just how potent they both could be.
And remember all those rumors how these two couldn't coexist? Well, they sure liked existing together last season. I mean, they really carried this group when it mattered, and both just explosive players who are not only leaders, but they're terrific two-way players for this franchise.
He's incredibly difficult to guard, Blake Griffin. He's 6'10", 250-something pounds. He has size, but he also has quickness like a guard.
Washington calls timeout.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now or to try at least draw some fouls?
And with the break in the action, let's look at the stats for Griffin. Averaging around 26 points per, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. And what sets him apart is his rebounding. And as you can see, he's been in peak form.
You know what? It's part effort, part instincts. You see teams trying to keep a body or 2 on him, but that's easier said than done.
Wall, foul on the play, basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
And just the overall aggressiveness. Wall enjoys taking on a challenge and succeeding, especially when the D is all over him.
And I think everyone can now agree that John Wall is one of the better point guards in the NBA.
No doubt. At this point, when you factor in his production, he's got to be in the top 5, if not top 3 guards in the league. One of the better passers we have as well. It's just hard to find guards that can create so easily the way Wall can.
On the free throw, no good.
Yeah, easy to appreciate Wall, an all-star caliber talent who just fills up the stat sheet.
Jackson passes to Drummond. He kicks to Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Oh, why dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration too, and you've got 2 points. And Washington has possession after the basket by Detroit. Wall a screen on Drummond. Here's Gortat, and Gortat with the stuff.
He is a big guy, and Gortat doesn't play the finesse game. This is a guy who's all about strength. Forget about laying it up there. He's going to take the power approach.
Now here's Johnson. 9 points in the game so far. Back to Jackson. It's stolen by Morris. And Porter, here we go. Tries again. Gortat misses.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Here's Jackson. 8 points for him. Drummond dishes to Jackson. It's stolen by Morris. On the wing, Porter. He's guarded by Johnson. He shoots again, and there's the nice layup by Gortat. Gortat's got 4 points this quarter.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Griffin a screen on Wall. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Floats one up, and the layup is up and in. Kennard's got his second basket of the night.
The beauty of the teardrop, very difficult to really contest.
And here's Wall. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Philadelphia.
And when you factor in the assist totals, that's a complete game.
Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Kennard, the pass to Jackson. Kicks it to Drummond. Jackson against Wall. 5 to shoot. From about 19 feet, they get a hand on it. Wizards trail by 18, and Beal kicks to Wall. There's Porter with the 3. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Porter's got a pair of triples in the second now for Washington. Wall against Jackson. Left side, Griffin. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
Well, we know he's been confident with the shot. A big reason why they're ahead in this game.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
Yeah, they're going to have to talk about this. They got to find a way to get the ball out of his hands.
And last season, the final season for the Pistons, Smitty, playing at the Palace of Auburn Hills. As much as you love the new arena, it's always sad to say goodbye to an old friend. What was it like playing at the Palace of Auburn Hills, Steve, when you were in the game?
You know, I loved it because I'm from Detroit, the hometown, and those guys had that place rocking. It was state of the art when they first built it. But if you look right now, is because I'm a Detroit native, they're playing inside of Detroit. The pass is a pass, but it was a great pass.
Now, here is Reed. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Goes up on the wing, and he didn't get quite enough under that one. Here's Frazier. Bullock with the rebound.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Galloway dishes to Bullock. Galloway with the bucket. Galloway has got 8 points.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Frazier kicks to Scott. Meeks on the wing. 9-point game his last outing. Scott with a screen on Lure. Frazier against Lure. Shot on the wing. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. These are the teams that have been really dominant in the paint so far this season. 5th on the list, the Pistons.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
Reed a screen.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Side out.
Two shots.
The first free throw is good. Galloway hits both of them. Wizards trail by 21. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Feeds it to Frazier. It's Scott on the wing. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Frazier. Over Smith. A nice shot by Frazier. Frazier's got his second bucket of the night.
And you see the coach saying, no, no, no. Then yes, yes, yes.
Smith kicks to Galloway. He feeds it to Lure. Frazier against Smith. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
And you can live with those over-the-back calls sometimes because at least it's an effort play.
Yeah, really wanted the second chance opportunity, but shows a lack of judgment there. Draws the whistle.
Frazier, the pass to Oubre. Nice ball movement by Washington. And Meeks kicks to Scott. Smith against Frazier. He dishes it to Meeks. Launches it. Good. Great play set up by Frazier. Meeks got his first 3 points of the game.
When he gets it going from out there, look out.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Reed a screen on Frazier. Smith dishes to Reed. Pass to Bullock. Now the feed to Galloway. Smith outside. Expanding his range. Again, the miss by Smith.
You know, he was looking for revenge, trying to match shots from distance.
He gets it up. And so is Detroit with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. High-scoring half, Blake. What broke this game open?
It starts on defense. You know, our defense did a good job of getting stops, getting rebounds, getting out on the open floor, and got some easy buckets, and then, shots start to fall.
Looked good in the first half, Blake. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. The first quarter was all about Blake Griffin. He ended up with 15 points, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Well, they're making a living at the line, and that's a direct result of being aggressive. They're not just settling for shots that the defense offers them. They're attacking the defense and drawing fouls. That's big-time basketball, and obviously it's led to a big-time lead.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Washington?
Well, they got to do a better job on the glass. Ernie, they got outworked. They were weak physically. That's part of how they fell behind in this game. I think if they can control those things, they'll be okay, Ernie.
That'll do it for now. The second half of action coming right up.
Welcome back, folks. A lot to see in that shot from high above Washington, the Capitol, the Supreme Court, the Lincoln Memorial. That is one heck of a view. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. You look at Blake Griffin in this game. He's been everywhere.
And through the first 2 quarters, they went to him repeatedly in the post, and boy, did he deliver.
Boy, isn't it nice to have a go-to guy who can punish you inside?
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. The explosive backcourt is Wall and Beal at the 1 and 2. Morris and Gortat together down low. And it's Porter in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. Griffin sets the screen for Jackson. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond.
And how about the numbers here for Gortat? Averaging 13 points per game, 19 rebounds, and 2 assists. And I'm not sure he can play any better than he has. I mean, surprising a lot of people with this play here of late.
Therein lies the question. Has he reached a new level in his game, or is this just a hot streak that'll eventually cool down? We'll see.
Oh, and the dunk by Beal.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
I think it very well could be. That might be the game-changing play that helps push them over the top.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's going to go on Markieff Morris.
And it's the little things that Marcin Gortat is so good at that helps you at that center position. His awareness of space, strong in the pick and roll, and also a solid finisher at the rim.
2 shots.
That's good from Jackson. And with Gortat, it's those little things like setting timely screens or Greg moving to open up room for others that make him so valuable.
Kevin, he is deadly in the pick and roll. One of the best screeners in terms of his effectiveness to create space. And usually he's near the top of the league in terms of baskets that are created off of his screens.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Wizards trail by 16. Outside, Wall. And Wall with the slam.
And always a bonus to have a point guard who can dunk the basketball. Wall has great initiative when it comes to rising up and throwing it down.
Now here's Johnson. The pass to Kennard. Shoots the 3. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. Johnson's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Tough screen set there, and the defense was not prepared for it.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the 3rd. And Beal kicks to Gortat. Now the dish to Wall. Clock at 6. Morris right side. The shot, no good. And the Pistons now going the other way. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus. But they held each other accountable and played hard.
Now here's Wall after Markieff Morris's miss. And Wall kicks to Gortat. And Gortat with the stuff.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one. Pistons leading by 15. Now Jackson. He's got 10. Right side, Griffin. Kennard, the pass to Drummond. And the layup's good off the glass.
It's fine to extend your defense to try and create turnovers, but guys have to help each other.
That's been a problem for them all game. Teamwork is something you just can't turn on and off.
Washington calls timeout.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now or to try at least draw some fouls?
And how about the numbers on Andre Drummond? The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. 2nd in rebounding, 3rd in blocks, and also his field goal percentage is up in the top 5. Tremendously efficient at finishing plays at the basket.
And again, look what he's done so far this season. Wiping the boards clean, ranking 2nd in the league in rebounds. Outstanding effort.
Sometimes superstars, they want the basketball, and when they don't have it, they don't work. Blake, he worked on that possession to get the putback.
Wall dishes to Gortat. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Wizards shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Marcin Gortat. You know, Stephen, I think of Stan Van Gundy, I think of versatile, because we all know he's the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, but he's in charge of all their personnel moves, too. This guy's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, he does. I mean, when you start to look at it, he's wearing two hats. And one thing, he's doing a good job trying to run this organization from a management standpoint and also from a coaching standpoint. So far, so good for Stan.
Both free throws good from Gortat.
And at the offensive end, Gortat probably doesn't get his due. He's got a lot of moves, and he can finish with either hand. And his work on the offensive glass is more than capable. I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Outside Griffin. Johnson against Porter. Johnson kicks to Drummond. Uses the glass to drop it in. Drummond's got 4 points this quarter.
The league leader in offensive rebounds on multiple occasions. Drummond doing it again.
Down low, Morris. Nice persistence to tip it back up and in.
Firing on all cylinders here in the third. Only one miss in 5 attempts.
Jackson passes to Drummond. Dishes it to Griffin. Porter with the steal. 4-on-3 break. Plenty of space with the tip. Pistons leading by 17. Back to Drummond. Here's Kennard. He's covered by Beal. Picked by Griffin. Jackson from long range. The rebound by Gortat. Gortat's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Beal. Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Got a piece of it. Down low. Oh,
yes. The playmaking of Reggie. A work in progress, but looking good right there.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. Now, here is Gortat. He's got 12. Back to Wall. There's a screen by Gortat. Wall's shot is good.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, he could have made a better choice. He left him an easy one. Let's see how he plays the next screen.
Johnson kicks to Griffin. From beyond the arc. Kept alive. Wizards trail by 17. On the wing, Porter. He's guarded by Johnson. Porter kicks to Beal. Pass to Gortat. Shot clock at 6. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And you could argue Bradley Beal was one of the bigger all-star snubs from last season. It's great to see what he can do when finally healthy, and has always been a dangerous scorer when he's at 100%.
The first free throw is good. And with Beal, and Greg, you brought this up with his help because he hadn't been able really to play a full slate of games in his first 4 years in the NBA.
Yeah, and credit him for dedicating his efforts to improve his health. I mean, was a time when you thought injuries would maybe limit his career, but when he's on the court, he is one of the best we have at that off-guard position, and he's only going to get better.
Here's Kennard. 9 points in the game so far. Drummond a screen. On the wing, Jackson. He kicks it to Drummond. Gortat with the block. Outside, Wall. Inside. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And you really got to appreciate Wall. I mean, always surveying the floor. Just wonderful recognition when his teammates are open.
Well, you look at Markieff Morris, and you see a player, Greg, who is finally meeting his potential.
And you know what? Give credit to Morris because he's fallen in line with the team and the staff here. I think he's always had the talent to be an impact player. It just took a structured situation for him to really flourish, and I think he's found a home here in Washington.
And free throw good from Morris. And the new CBA hammered out Smitty last season between the league and the players. It really seemed to get done. Adam Silver, a terrific job. Chris Paul leading the players' side. They got together early and seemed to be much more cordial in their negotiations. I think that's a wonderful sign.
I think the game is in good hands right now, and I was happy from, like you said, from the league side and the players' union side. You said it best, Kevin. They got together early, and that's why I think it was seamless. And the game right now is going so well, and they didn't mess it up, and I'm happy about it.
And you know what? I'll even go on. I'll take it one step further. I don't know if there's a professional league in the world right now that is in better shape in almost every aspect than the NBA. What do you think?
I totally agree, Kevin. Right now, we have a magical time right now in the NBA. Things are running well on the court and off the court.
Here's Griffin after the made shot from Bradley Beal. Back to Jackson. Takes the three. Pistons keep it alive. And Drummond kicks to Galloway. The Pistons working the ball around now. To the inside. Goes back up. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. And Stanley Johnson, the youngster out of Arizona, grew up in Los Angeles where he was the high school player of the year. You know, Steve, he hasn't had the easiest time adjusting to the NBA, but he certainly has room to improve, and right now the offense just isn't there for him.
You know, the question is, people are saying, is time ticking away for Stanley to prove that he's a rotation player? He's kind of predictable on offense. People pushes him to go right because he only goes right. Just hasn't developed the way the team was hoping for.
No good on the free throw.
A five-star recruit out of high school, Drummond, one of the more talented centers we have in the game.
And Washington going with a whole new group here. And then for Detroit, Lewis checked in for Griffin. Reggie Bullock comes in for Stanley Johnson. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And he's good on the second. Wizards trail by 13. Frazier kicks to Scott. And finished off by Scott.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Lure the screen. To the left side wing. 6 to shoot. Bullock dishes to Drummond. Over Mahinmi. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
And this is a guy that can get you stops. Aggressive on the defensive end.
Also doing a good job of tracking the ball, contesting the mid-range jumper as well.
And finished off by Oubre.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. And the Pistons making a change here. Reed's checked in.
One shot, mind the lanes.
Free throw, good, Oubre.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
Here's Bullock, and the rejection by Mahinmi, and they're able to recover. And the Wizards with possession. They're on an 18-7 run. Oubre passes to Frazier. Meeks outside. Rebound by the Pistons. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. After this one, they're off to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. Bullock kicks to Lewis. Out left of the wing. Out of bounds. Washington takes possession.
And let's check out the stats for Lure. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's putting up about 8 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And the numbers, they back it up. Whether he can sustain this level of production, we don't know. But the arrow's pointing upward right now.
Here's Scott. Smith with the defensive effort.
How many times have you seen him do that? Losing focus on a simple lay-in.
Lure the screen. Smith drives in, and the rejection by Mahinmi. Now, here's Meeks. He's guarded closely. Here's Scott. They get it back. Here's Mahinmi, and he banks in the layup. Mahinmi's got his third basket of the night.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Smith dishes to Reed. Kicks to Galloway. Trying to get back on track. No one near Smith as he lets it go. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Galloway has got 3 assists in the game. Frazier against Smith. Frazier outside. Scott with the screen on Smith. Here's Frazier. No good that time. Some solid defense from Reed. Here's Bullock. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart for the Pistons.
Well, just look at the cluster in the middle of the paint. That right there tells you all you need to know about how they have built the lead they have. They are playing with more intensity on the offensive side of the ball, and it's the difference in the game right now. You have to love how they've approached this matchup.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And so Bullock nails both of them. Wizards trail by 11. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Frazier. Good work defensively by Smith.
You know, with that much room, you don't lay it up. You throw it down like you've been disrespected.
And yes, it's good. Galloway has got 12.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Hits it from three-point range.
You don't see that play regularly from them, but it led to a made 3, so you can't knock them for trying it.
Smith the pass to Reed. Feeds to Galloway. And the rejection by Mahinmi. They get it back. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Bullock. And the 3 off target. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's Oubre. Good, and it's Frazier who picks up the assist. Frazier's got 3 assists tonight. Detroit leading by 7. Smith outside. Reed a screen out to the right wing. Bullock kicks to Reed. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Kelly Oubre.
Two shots.
That free throw, no good. He hits the second from the line. There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter. Frazier kicks to Meeks to the wing on the left. Frazier against Smith. Up top, Frazier. 7 points in the game. Just 5 to shoot. With some arc. And it's Reed pulling it down. Reed's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Over to the wing. Here's Bullock. Rebound by Mahimi. And here we go. Washington fast break. Yep, it goes. And the Piston lead is cut down to just 6 points, and the bucket from Oubre. Smith with it. And so it's the Detroit Pistons with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And we'll be back with you shortly. Let's listen in now to head coach Stan Van Gundy from a few moments ago.
Right now, you got to do it all now, defensively and on the board. Take care of the ball down there, okay?
And trying to instill a sense of urgency, always in the voice of Stan Van Gundy, focused on the now.
And with a particular emphasis on the defensive side of the ball, feeling they need to lock it down to be successful.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. On the court for the Pistons, we've got Reed. Reggie Bullock is out there with John Lewis. And it's Smith, and it's Kennard in at the 2. Gets it to go from 18 feet away. Kennard's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Detroit. Passes to Meeks. Now, here's Oubre. He's guarded closely. Scott with a screen on Smith. Here's Frazier. No good that time. And the Pistons now going the other way.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
Reed the pass to Kennard. Smith on the wing. He tries for 3. Rebound, Washington. Here's Oubre. He feeds it to Meeks. He dishes it to Frazier. Scott with a screen on Lure. With the teardrop. The shot by Frazier, no good. Pistons leading by 8. Here's Kennard. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
This is what your spacing is designed to do. Find cracks in the defense.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Smith against Frazier. That one, no good. Smith with the defensive effort.
Obviously, this has been a tough quarter for him, but he's still trying to keep a positive mindset.
Now, tell you what, his accuracy has been the story of this game.
And to do it in the fourth quarter, you're trying to extend the lead. He's making that happen.
Now, here's Meeks. Now, here's Frazier. To end the drought. And again, Washington, no good.
Coming out of halftime, he wanted to start strong, yet the opposite happened.
Lure a screen on Frazier. Pass to Reed. It's stolen by Mahimi. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Markieff Morris is checked in for Scott. Porter comes in for Oubre. Bradley Beal's checked in for Meeks. And John Wall's subbed in for Frazier. Detroit also making some changes. Johnson comes in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Jackson in for Ish Smith. Now here's Wall. Outside, Beal. Makes it off the glass.
And after a scoreless first half, you're starting to see signs of life here in the second.
Here's Kennard. Now the feed to Lure. On the wing, Jackson. Bucket is good. And the Pistons lead by 12.
Love that by Reggie Jackson. The floater is a natural move for him.
Wall dishes to Mahinmi. And it's Lure with the rebound.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
Johnson kicks to Reed. That's good, and Johnson with the assist.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Outside, Wall. Rebounded by the Pistons. Reed's got 15 rebounds here tonight. On the wing, Johnson. The pass to Kennard. Back to Johnson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Shooting 2.
That one is off. Gortat's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. Then for the Pistons, Andre Drummond comes in for Reed. And it's Blake Griffin in for Lure. Good on the second free throw. Wizards trail by 15. Gortat, and it's Gortat finishing it off.
Well, that's an excellent pass. On time, on target. Great teamwork.
One shot. One shot.
On the free throw, no good. Pistons leading by 13. To the inside. It's tipped. Beal with the steal. And here's the fast break. Porter leading the way. Over Johnson. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And that's now 17 points for Otto Porter Jr. The dish now to Jackson. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
I'll tell you, Jackson's first step is dynamite. A big asset off the dribble.
The Wizards shooting around 40% from the floor here. Ball passes to Beal. They grab their own miss, and it's sent back by Drummond. Here's Kennard. He's covered by Beal. In transition, here come the Wizards. Beal's running. He can't get that one to fall. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
Well, this whole period for him, it's been challenging. You can tell he's starting to press.
Here's Kennard. He's covered by Beal. Dishes to Jackson. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Griffin. Over Porter. Nice D from Porter. Wizards trail by 13. And here's Wall. Gortat. Good D by Drummond. Passes it to Kennard. From outside the arc. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Beal with another miss.
Awfully hard to get back into the game when one of your key shooters is this ice cold and has been all quarter.
It's stolen by Morris. And now Porter pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
And a late reaction by the defense makes that one a no contest.
You know, he got out before people could turn their heads, and he's already gone with no hesitation.
Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. Pass to Kennard. Here's Johnson. Goes back up. Kennard, the pass to Griffin. And then Griffin with the dunk.
He's scoring down low. He's shooting from the perimeter, and we know he's dunking a lot of them. Griffin is doing it all.
A difficult situation for Washington. Now Wall. Lets it go from 11. Here's Gortat, and it's sent back by Drummond. And the officials now calling the shooting foul. He got a lot of ball on the block, but also got the body, so some free throws coming up right now.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
That free throw good from Gortat.
And this is one of the things they need to keep doing in the second half to get this win. Keep knocking down those free throws. They've been sensational here at the line.
Both free throws good from Marcin Gortat.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Now here's Johnson. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting. Wizards trail by 13. Beal with it. He kicks to Gortat. Beal with a screen on Drummond, and it's Gortat finishing it off.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
Now, here is Gortat. Kicks the wall. Stolen by Jackson. Left side, Griffin. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Drummond working against Morris. Right side, Griffin. Shoots over Gortat. Bank shot, no good.
And that's an important rebound, especially on a night where the board work has not been their best.
And there it is for him.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Here's Jackson. Following the basket by John Wall. Johnson kicks to Griffin. Johnson against Porter. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first. And he's good on the second. Wizards trail by 10. Washington calls timeout.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Blake Griffin.
And his shooting percentage reflects just how efficient he's been. It's better than 50%, always a sign of a solid offensive performance. But his movement and his shot selection have also both been tremendous.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, during that break, Kevin, I heard what Scott Brooks said to his team. He said, do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys.
Kennard, the pass to Jackson. And Johnson with the stuff.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. Wizards trail by 14. And Beal kicks to Wall. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first free throw is good. And so Wall nails both of them. Now here's Jackson. Johnson dishes to Jackson. The Pistons working the ball around now. Drummond a screen. Griffin kicks to Johnson. Clock at 6. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Johnson. And Johnson drops them both. 1:53 left in the 4th quarter. Right side, Wall. That one doesn't drop. Some solid defense there from Jackson. On the wing, Johnson. Over Gortat. Washington with the rebound.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
Again, the miss by the Pistons. Wizards trail by 14. Here's Wall, and it's sent back by Drummond.
The foot speed to get in position, the quickness of the jump. Drummond with raw talent as a shot blocker.
1:11 left here in the fourth quarter. Beal, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the foul against Detroit. And the initial rules for the NBA include that 6 personal fouls is the magic number before you're done for the game. It's been this way since, who can remember. But do you think 6 is the right number, Steve, for fouls? Or would you like to see them raise or lower it?
I definitely wouldn't want to see them raise it. I think 7 would be too much. Maybe if they lower it, that's a possibility. But right now I think it's 6. Maybe 5, or maybe you can experiment during some preseason games or in summer league. But I think 6 should be the maximum.
And that one falls for Beal. Willie Reed, he's checked in for Johnson. And both free throws good for Beal. Pistons leading by 12.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for Detroit.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Blake Griffin.
The story of this game was his offensive production. It didn't matter what the defense threw at him. He just found ways to counter and led his team.
Good work there as it goes.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
Well, this is less about winning the game now and more about making a bold statement.
Jackson against Wall. Now here's Jackson. Defense is right there. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Wall. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Blake, very strong game offensively. What gave you the confidence to take over?
I'm just putting in the work, and my teammates honestly believing in me and telling me to be confident at the end of the game. So I owe a lot to them. They came up with big plays. Just everybody working together.
Very good win for you tonight, Blake. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.